Hey everybody, Ken Cameron from Corporate Culture Shift here, and we're talking about the Shift card deck because we're in the middle of our ATB booster campaign. Thanks for joining us. We're really excited about the Shift card deck because we find it's a really valuable tool to help your organization and your employees talk about the values that drive that organization. It can be used to talk about their individual personal values. You can talk about the organization's values. You can draw an alignment and connect the dots between those two things. You can use it to increase employees' engagement, and you can also use it to coach your employees on a daily basis. We're doing a series of vlog posts in which we go through each of these major categories because there are 81 cards within the deck, and we've divided them into 9 different categories, which we call the major cards. And today we're going to talk about strategy, because strategy is one of the most important cards within our deck. Without strategy, your employees are often in the dark. Last week we talked about purpose, but if you don't have strategy, then your purpose is pointless. And one of the things that we've discovered is that if you were to go into any organization, perhaps not yours, but if you were going to most organizations and you were to ask the employees to describe how the work that they do every day connects to the organization's strategic plan, 90% of employees can't tell you. And here's an even more frightening fact. If you were to go to their managers and you were to ask their managers how the work that their team does every day connects to their corporate strategy, 90% of them probably wouldn't be able to tell you either. So this is why strategy is so important. And there are 8 different factors that you can use to connect the dots between what your employees do every day back to your corporate strategy. And we've broken those 8 different factors into 8 different cards that sit within the strategy suite. The first is simplification, because if you can't simply communicate your strategic plan to your employees, and if they can't repeat it back to you, then when they're under stress, they don't know how to prioritize their work. So being able to simplify and communicate your strategic plan simply is key and is vital, because that's what keeps your employees focused. Focus is our second card within the strategy suite, because it's focus that allows your employees to prioritize their work, and particularly when they're under stress. We all get stressed when we've got a gigantic to-do list and we don't know which to do first, and we're getting a bunch of different pressures from all sorts of different angles within the organization. But when we know clearly what the strategic plan is, we know how to prioritize and we know what our most important things are. And alignment is our third card, because you can see quickly how these are kind of falling into place. Because once your employees can simplify and once they can focus, then all of their actions are in alignment with the strategic plan. And this drives us towards results, which is our fourth card. Being results-oriented is vital for any organization to keep on target with their strategic plan. And then our fifth card, accountability. Once you know what your results are, then you can keep your employees and your managers accountable to that strategic plan. The sixth card is commitment. Because once they know what they're being held accountable to, then they can make a commitment to you, to the organization, to be committed to that strategic plan. Now, of course, there's that famous expression from the German General von Clausewitz that no strategic plan survives first contact with the enemy. And that leads us to the seventh card in this suite, agility. You can have a strategic plan, but it's going to shift and you're going to have to be agile once you start executing on that strategic plan. And then finally, our final card within strategy, you've got to understand the context. And your employees also have to understand the context in which they're operating, in which they're executing that strategic plan. So, those are the 8 categories within the strategy suite. If you can connect your employees' actions that they do every day using those 8 factors to your strategic plan, then your employees are going to be much more effective, and they're also going to be much more energized because they're going to know what they're going to be doing, and they're going to know that the work that they're doing every day is having an impact on the organization and moving it forward. So thanks for joining us today to talk about strategy. Join us in the rest of our series of vlogs while we go through all of the 9 major cards in the card deck. And if you want to find out more, click on the link on this page and go to our ATB Booster campaign. We'll see you there.